Oh my goodness. Hello, y'all, and welcome. I'm so excited to have you guys here. I am trying to make sure everybody gets on. Basically, I had a little glitch with my link and my Eventbrite. So I'm so sorry we're starting late. Please forgive me. Sometimes technology isn't on my side. So I'm just super glad that everyone's here, and I just am really fortunate to have you. So um, I'm so excited. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here, Holly and Jessica. So amazing. We are going to get started. And I'm going to share my screen. Amazing. So we're going to be talking about medicine versus nutrition, and I'm super hype about this conversation. It's going to be mad dope today, and so I'm so glad to see you guys here. So glad to see you guys here. So welcome, everyone. I'm just super duper blessed to have you all here, and I hope that you enjoy this webinar. I think it's going to be amazing, and I'm super glad for people to come. So I'm just gonna message another person who was supposed to be here and let them know that it is going down. It's going down. Awesome sauce. Thank you, guys. I'm so sorry about the delay. Okay, so we're talking medicine versus nutrition today, and I'm super duper excited about it. And I'm really hyped. I want to go ahead and invite you guys as my special gift to you. Make sure that you claim a 15-minute discovery call with me to address your health concerns, to further your healing. And you can use the Calendly link in the comment section, just so you know. I'm super glad. Let me know here. Hey, Quan, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And you did not miss anything. So y'all forgive me, had some Eventbrite drama, but that's okay, because your girl's still here bringing the bombs today about medicine versus nutrition. So I want you guys to go ahead and pop a number in the chat, because I love giving stuff away. We're giving away a free ticket to next month's event, so make sure that you pop a number between 1 and 100 in the chat, and at the end of this webinar, we're going to give out a door prize. Amazing. So, special gift. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be dope. So, chronic illness refers to a type of medical condition that can't be cured. It can only be managed. So one of the things that you may want to assess while we're in this particular webinar is, do I have a long-term condition? A chronic illness is caused by 3 things: biological factors. That's why it's important to have whole body healing. Environmental factors. So it's important to implement a new lifestyle, and the importance of spiritual healing through your lifestyle changes. Which conditions are chronic? And some of the top ones include, so you may be asking, like, do I have chronic illness? I'm not sure. Allergies, asthma, IBS, IBD, any type of gut problems, obesity, or being underweight, or diabetes, or any type of autoimmune disease. Other common things include depression, polycystic ovarian syndrome, chronic headaches and chronic fatigue, hypertension, and things like that. Why it matters and why we're raising awareness about this problem is because a lot of people don't think that it's possible to heal from these things once they do have them. 1 in 5 adults live with a chronic illness here in the US, but 4 in 10 adults have 2 or more chronic conditions, and 41 people die from a chronic illness each year. These are problems that can be resolved by, recurring symptoms, long medication lists, gut problems, pain, and inflammation. Though not being able to spend as much time with your family and friends because you don't have the energy, or you just don't feel good enough, and high medical costs. So these are things that concern people. You may be asking, who this chick and how did I learn all this? But most of y'all go ahead and know me. It's your girl Q. My name's Kiana Tompkins. I'm a board certified music therapist, or what I used to be was a professional damsel in distress. Honestly, I was a hot ass mess, y'all. I was sick, depressed, in an anxious mess, sick, pain, and ashamed, thrown away, traumatized, abused, and abandoned, unemployed, unpurposeful, with a lack of direction, and I was lost. But I took authority over my life, my career, and my health, and I went from 255 pounds to 155 pounds. I'm humbly healing from allergies, asthma, hypertension, tachycardia, coronary spasm, hidradenitis suppurativa, IBS, but they do suspect IBD, GERD, polycystic ovarian syndrome, an anxiety disorder, ADHD, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Y'all, I used to take 26 pills a day, but I'm down to a single medication, all because I changed my mindset, I changed my lifestyle, and I started to live and believe in healing. When you become mentally restored, when you become physically better, and when you become spiritually at peace, there is hope for you. And so, how did I get here? By mastering mindfulness and mindset, building a strong body, treating my trauma wounds, accepting love, and connecting with others in spiritual alignment with my path and purpose. I started healing naturally. So this is who I am today before you, doing business as Kiana Del Rey. Board certified music therapist, life coach, herbalist and naturalist, a pain management consultant, certified gut health consultant, nutritional consultant, energy practitioner with chakra, spiritual, and a Reiki master. So here I am, Kiana Del Rey, the intuitive holistic healer, and we are talking nutrition today, one of the ways to heal yourself naturally. So we're going to talk about the route to remission and reaching for healing. So we have to discuss, where are the problems? Where are we at now? The problems may be some sort of chronic illness. Maybe we're just tired all the time. Maybe we have chronic headaches. This typically leads to mental overload, physical exhaustion, and existential dread because you're stressed the F out. You have negative thoughts all over the place. Maybe you have symptoms that occur every day, and insomnia and fatigue. Maybe you feel lost and lonely. Whole body healing looks like this: health through mind, body, spirit dimensions, focusing on mental health, mindset, nutrition, which we're talking about today, non-toxic living solutions, purpose, and expression spiritually. So what would it be like if these symptoms didn't occur for you every day? What's the first thing you would do if you no longer had to live in this much pain? Can you imagine decreasing the inflammation and the havoc that it wreaks on your body? And what would you do to spend your time mostly with your family instead of with these problems? So if you're ready to heal yourself naturally, let's talk about the concept that we're discussing today. We're talking about nutrition specifically today. Non-toxic living and natural remedies are other concepts that, if you follow me, you'll always hear me talking about. So nutrition and the importance of healthy eating. Nutrition and our health, nutrition and our health. Let's talk about it. Go ahead and make sure that you make this webinar full screen. Make it full screen so that you can see everything and so that you can be tuned in. So let's go back. What is nutrition? It's the science of how foods provide nutrients for our nourishment. So it's how our bodies use the foods that we eat for our nourishment. I love that you guys have your numbers in the chat. Woo, woo. Amazing. Let's see here. So how healthy are you really? The impact of nutrition on proper sleep, healthy gut habits. Are you eating food or crap? Are you buying 100% organic products? If you have an autoimmune disorder, are you eating AIP? Do you have a healthy body mass index, or are you overweight or underweight? And are you experiencing a lot of drainage in your nose, gut, ears, and etc.? Do you have any of these signs of a weak immunity? Frequent colds, infections, viruses, digestive problems, delayed or slow wound healing, skin infections, fatigue, organ problems, delayed growth, a blood disorder, or autoimmune diseases. Signs of poor gut health, stomach disturbances like gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, heartburn, even vomiting and nausea, a high sugar diet, unintentional weight changes, whether it's up or down, sleep disturbances, insomnia, fatigue, skin irritation, rashes, autoimmune conditions, or food intolerances. And if any of these are you, let me know in the chat below. Signs of sugar addiction, constant headaches, fatigue, always feeling lethargic or feeling tired, having a lot of cravings, muscle pains, nausea and bloating, and insomnia. Well, these are the signs of good nutrition: a good body weight, clear skin, hair that's healthy and glossy, a strong immune system, consistent energy, mental wellness and alertness, appetite, digestion, and your poops are normal. So, elimination is normal. So, nutrition is necessary because proper nutrition aids in your immune system. It provides proper energy for us each day. It improves your mood, prevents illness and chronic condition, and promotes a well-being a well-being and a long life. So we're going to dive deep now into the basics about nutrition. So the first thing that we need to talk about are macronutrients. Who knows what macronutrients are? Let me know in the comments. So macronutrients include carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, and they are the largest nutrients that we eat in the biggest amounts. They're basically the foods that we eat. So let's talk the first macronutrient, and it's the one that we need the most of technically. We are myth busting. Your body actually does need carbs. So let's talk about the carbs specifically. Simple carbohydrates are broken down quickly and used by the body as energy. Complex carbohydrates are made up of longer sugar molecules, and they are built for more longer and sustainable energy. So when it comes to digesting carbohydrates, we want to choose more complex carbohydrates over simple carbohydrates. It's important to have a daily intake of 225 grams to 325 grams a day. So 45 to 65% of our meals should have carbohydrates in it. Your body breaks down the carbohydrates into glucose or sugar, which is the main source of energy for our body's cells, tissues, and organs. Examples of these foods include whole grain breads, whole grains, potatoes, quinoa, barley, oats, fruits, and vegetables. Let me know, what's your favorite carb in the comments? I want to hear from you. Proteins. So proteins is a naturally occurring, extreme complex substance that consists of amino acids that basically have strong joined peptide bonds in our body. They are basically a little molecule that hangs out in our body and gives our body energy. They come from different sources like animal products and plant sources. Common animal products include meats, eggs, fish, and dairy. Plant sources include beans like soybeans, peanut butter, things like that, lentils, seeds, nuts. Protein formulas. Now, if you want to figure out how much protein you need for your body, what you're going to do is take your weight or your desired weight and you're going to multiply it by 0.36, and then you're going to find out how many proteins you need. So I want everyone to calculate that right now. Holly says her favorite carbohydrate is pasta and sweet potatoes. So relatable. So what you do is you take your weight, you multiply it by 0.36, and then that's how you figure out how many grams of protein you need a day. So for me personally, I need 57.24 grams of protein each day. Our bodies, when we consume protein, they break them down into amino acids and they absorb it. It helps us build muscles in our organs. It also helps to make hormones and antibodies. And they can be stored as fat to be burned as energy later. So example foods that you might not think about that include protein include peanut butter, Brussels sprouts, artichoke hearts, chia seeds, and so many more. All right, y'all, let's talk fats. So, fats is a term to describe what's called triglycerides. And triglycerides are a type of fat, aka lipids, found in our bodies. So, when we talk animal sources for fats, we can talk about how beef, pork, and lamb are some of the most unlean, less lean than poultry and fish forms of fat. And then we can talk about our plant sources, nuts, seeds, avocados, olives, and our oils. Daily intake for healthy fats include 44 grams to 77 grams a day, and the body uses it. It stores it later for energy. It's actually the fastest storing energy source that we have, and it's super important that we eat our healthy fats. Fun fact, when you eat, your body converts any calorie it doesn't use right away into triglycerides, and triglycerides are stored in our fat cells. Micronutrients. So these are available in two different forms, well, three technically. So we have our water. You should be drinking it each day. You should be drinking it all day, every day. So let me hear. I'm taking a sip of water right now in the comments. So we're going to talk about vitamins and nutrients specifically right now. Let's talk vitamins. So vitamins are basically organic little thingies that we need. Mineral thingies. Sorry, words are hard right now. But they're organic minerals that we need in our body. And fat soluble vitamins are stored in the body's liver, fatty tissue, and muscle. So how cool is that? Our 4 fat soluble vitamins include vitamin A, D, E, and K. These vitamins are absorbed more easily through the body in the presence of fat. So all the other vitamins are basically B vitamins. They're with like fancy names, and they do a lot for us. So vitamin A helps us form and maintain healthy teeth, bones, soft tissue, mucous membranes, and skin. Vitamin B6 really helps us with the proteins that are part of different chemical reactions in the body. So it's really helpful there. Vitamin B12 is particularly important to our metabolism, and it also helps us form red blood cells and maintain a healthy central nervous system. Vitamin C is also called ascorbic acid, and it's an antioxidant that promotes healthy teeth and gums. It also promotes healthy immune system. The body absorbs it and uses it to keep healthy tissues, and it's great for wound healing. Vitamin D is very hard to get enough of. They say that we need to go outside at least 15 minutes a day, at least 3 times a week to try and get enough. And it helps us absorb the calcium that we need to have healthy teeth and bones. So that's what's awesome about that. And then vitamin E is an antioxidant that helps us form blood cells and helps us use vitamin K. Vitamin K is needed because without it, our blood would not stick together, also known as coagulation. It's also helpful for our bone health as well. Biotin is super important because it helps us with our skin, our hair, and our nails. And it also helps with the production of hormones and cholesterol in the body. Niacin is very efficient. It helps us with our energy levels, having healthy skin and nerves, and it's also cholesterol lowering effects in higher doses. Folate, also known as folic acid. This is the one that's particularly great for women, helps with all the reproductive organs, tissue growth, cell function. Any pregnant woman should be using folate, and it's definitely really important. Vitamin B5 is good for the metabolism of food. Vitamin B2 or riboflavin is really important for growth in red blood cells. And thiamine, vitamin B1, helps the body change carbohydrates into energy. So getting enough is important. Amazing. I see that you guys are doing your protein calculations. Amazing. All right, so let's talk minerals. Minerals are naturally occurring inorganic, so they're not organic, that are definite chemical composition that we need for our bodies. So electrolytes include sodium, potassium, magnesium, and chloride. When we're dehydrated, our body does not have enough of fluids and electrolytes. So these are super important because our electrolytes are in our body fluids. Iodine is used to make thyroid hormones, which help us with our metabolism and other functions. Super important for brain development and bone development as well. Iron, as you know, is a part of our blood, our hemoglobin. It helps transport oxygen to all of our tissues and super important. Magnesium helps us regulate our muscle and nerve function, our blood sugar levels, and our blood pressure. Potassium helps us with our cells, our nerves, and muscles that need to helpfully function properly. That's what it does. It also helps us with digestion. Selenium is fantastic because it helps us with our hormones. It helps us with thyroid function. It's important for reproduction, and it's super, super, super great. Zinc is one of the ones that we're always talking about for our immune systems. It helps fight off invading bacteria and viruses. Our bodies also need zinc to make proteins and DNA for our genetic material. So we do need sodium in small doses. It helps with our nerve and muscle functions, and phosphorus helps us keep strong and healthy bones, and it helps our blood vessels and muscles for working. Let's talk crap versus food and watching out for the bad stuff. So crap, are you putting crap in your body? Carbonated drinks? Even the seltzer waters, because if you're drinking too much seltzer water, then you're putting too much CO2 in your bloodstream. So being sure to drink actual regular water instead. Are you eating too many refined sugars? Sugars that end in ose, fructose, glucose, sucrose, dextrose, maltose, all of those. That was a pun. I didn't even mean it. It's important to be aware of those. Also, making sure that you're eating whole grains rather than refined grains, because refined grains lack germ and bran, which are essential to our gut health because they're healthy fibers that help us be able to process those things. And then refined salts. Eating natural occurring colored salts are the best sodium sources for your body. Are you eating a lot of artificial sweeteners, colors, and flavors? Does your food have processed foods or preservatives in it? Do you see a lot of those weird chemicals that you can't even say in your foods? Because if so, it's time to let them go. one of the reasons why we should go organic. Like, why should we go organic, Kiana? Like, why? And so we should go organic because our food, we don't want our foods that have genetically modified, because if we put genetically modified cells into our body to give our bodies nutrients, then our cells are going to become genetically modified. That's why these GMOs are directly linked to cancer. Okay. Toxic chemicals directly linked to cancer. No pesticides directly linked to disease and cancer. But ultimately, when we eat organic, we actually retain the most nutrients from our food, and it reduces the risk of heart disease, cancer, and chronic illnesses. Who here is eating organic? Let me know. Let's talk acidic foods. So what I'm saying here is not that you can't eat any of the foods on this list, but to be aware of the foods on this list if you're experiencing a lot of excess stomach acid, heartburn, or any type of GERD issues. So fresh processed meats can cause a lot of acid in the stomach. Eggs, beans, oil seeds, salt, citric fruits, tomatoes, tomato sauce, caffeine, high sodium condiments like ketchup, types of cheeses, certain types of grains, and oats, they can cause high acidity in the body. Other things to think about is that acidic foods, their main goal is to keep the potential renal acid load, the PROW, within the acceptable level. The PROW refers to how much acid your body produces when it eats certain foods. So making sure that you aren't eating too many acidic foods. The dangers of fast food. So one of the dangers of fast food is insulin resistance and sugar spikes. They're so high in empty carbs that it causes your sugar to skyrocket, which ends up either causing insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. Another issue is that they're filled with a lot of trans fats, and they raise the bad cholesterol levels in your blood, giving you high cholesterol. Because these are high in sodium, they're known to raise your blood pressure. The carbs can trigger the breakouts, not the grease. A lot of people think that oily foods cause our face to be oily, but that's a myth. It's the carbohydrates that cause our face to break out. And everybody knows that high cholesterol and blood pressure puts you at risk for heart disease and stroke. So those are the dangers of fast food, which most people know, especially if you've seen Super Size Me. So let me give you the fat facts and which fats are particularly the bad ones. Trans fats, which are made of a lot of fast foods. These type have a certain chemical properties found in processed foods like baked goods, snack goods, fried goods, shortening like Crisco. Whose family cooked with Crisco growing up? I want to know. I definitely have seen that happen. Not necessarily at my house, but at friends' houses. Margarine was a big one at our house, and certain vegetable oils was another one at our house. Saturated fats that include different chemical compounds that are particularly solid. So, butter and things like that. Crisco, coconut oil, these are called saturated fats. Coconut oil is not necessarily horrible for you. You just have to have it in moderation. And then hydrogenated fats, which are the chemical-based trans fatty acids that we talked about before. So that's what you need to know about the bad fats. So trans fats, saturated fats, hydrogenated fats, those are the yuck ones. But let's talk the secrets to healthy eating. Fun and healthy ways to eat. Let's eat some food. Fresh and organic fruits and vegetables. Organic grass-fed beef or lean meats, including poultry or fish. Omega-3 fatty acids that you can find in tuna, salmon, and drinking plenty of water. That's a good acronym to help you pick the right foods at the grocery store. So understanding calories. So calories, the amount of energy that's released when the body breaks down and digests and absorbs food. For women, we need about 2,000 calories per day and men 2,500 calories. If you are trying to decrease or create a deficit in your calories, maybe you're trying to lose weight, it is recommended that you start by only reducing only about 500, right? So we're supposed to have 2,000. And if you go to 1,500, that's supposed to be a safe place, but you're supposed to never, ever, ever go below 1,200 calories a day. Let's talk shopping lists. So meats, you want to go organic or lean? Organic or lean when you're at the grocery store. When you're getting your fats, you want to get like olive oil, canola oil, avocados, cheeses, seeds, nuts. Those are safe bets for fats. And then carbohydrates, brown rice maybe over white rice, sweet potatoes maybe over white potatoes. Even red potatoes are good ones. And if y'all have ever seen those purple potatoes, they are pretty good. I recommend them. Organic corn, organic raw sugar cane or raw honey, organic fruits and vegetables. Let's talk meal prepping. So you should choose a day to batch cook. Maybe you batch cook on Saturdays or Sundays. And then maybe what you do, because you don't like to eat all the same meals in 1 week, maybe you make a big thing of, maybe you batch cook 5 nights out of the night, okay? And you you package up the extras and you freeze them so that later down the line you can be like, oh, I can choose this meal and this meal and this meal because you have a bunch of pre-made meals for yourself. Meal portions include per meal of 3/4 of a cup of proteins per meal, 1/2 cup of carbohydrates per meal, 1/4 cup of fats per meal, 1 cup of fruits per meal, and 1 cup of vegetable per meals. And if you're using any type of dressings or sauces, you can use about 2.5 teaspoons per meal to be in a good space. Let's talk whole foods. So whole foods are foods that are not processed at all or minimally processed. They're whole grains, legumes, fresh fruits, and vegetables. And they're foods that aren't labeled with an A, excuse me in my terrible typing, with tons of unpronounceable ingredients. Non-toxic prep. So the last thing I want to talk about is how to cook these foods in a way that's not going to cancel you. So if you buy organic foods and then you turn around and cook them in a Teflon pan, sister, what are you doing? So Teflon pans have chemicals in them that are known to cause cancer and other health concerns, and plastic containers themselves are known to be linked to different health disorders. They're hormone disruptors, and they also are known to be linked to cancer as well. So store your food in glass containers and cook on cast iron skillets or stainless steel. Let me know if you knew that, if you knew about the ways of non-toxic preparation for your foods. Let's talk bonus lessons. So we got to ditch the diets. So who here has heard about the keto diet? I'm not here to talk about nobody. I'm just saying that it doesn't seem sustainable. How are you going to do the keto diet for the rest of your life? What happens when you don't have any more fat to use in your ketosis process? I'm just curious. I don't get it. So it just doesn't seem sustainable for me. Holly Leslie says she did not know that about the plastic containers. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it is super important that we talk about sustainable lifestyle habits rather than diets. So any of the diet stuff, leave it alone. Juicing, I'm not here to tell you that you can't juice. I just think you should juice with intention. Like, don't juice but eat terrible everywhere else and think I'm healthy because I juice. Like, please don't be one of those people. I think juicing is great, but if it were me, I would move juicing to my 3 o'clock snack and not my breakfast. Why do I say that? Because when you eat a lot of quite frankly, simple carbohydrates. That's what juice is. When you blend down your fruits, they become simple carbohydrates, and you take the fiber out of them. And so it's really important that you push that back, in my opinion, in your day to midday when we need that sugar spike, what that fruit usually gives us. And that's when I would juice. Yeah. And eat lots of protein for breakfast. So my only complaint about juicing is don't juice in the morning, juice in the afternoon, juice in the afternoon. Eat protein in the morning, juice in the afternoon. Yes, there are a lot of recommendations for the keto diet for type 2 diabetes to help people burn fat more quickly. But trying to say this in the most respectful way. If you control your carbohydrate intake when you have an A1C problem, that's the whole point. Control the sugar you're eating, control your A1C. Problem solved. I just cured diabetes. So back at the ranch, y'all, talking about Whole30. I definitely think and have respect for the Whole30 diet. I think that paleo is a good lifestyle, but doing it for only 30 days and expecting it to pay off for you, probably wouldn't do that to myself, because like what's going to happen is in 30 days, I'm going to look amazing. And then I'm going to be like, oh, let me go back to eating crap. And then I'm going to be packing back on the pounds, be unhealthy again. So be feeling bad again. So that's why I say let's ditch the diets and focus on lifestyles. So embrace a lifestyle perfect for you. Maybe you want to be paleo or AIP as a long-term switch to help you decrease inflammation. Maybe you want to be a vegan or a vegetarian as a long-term switch. Maybe that's what's for you. Or maybe you just choose to eat meat still, eat regular foods all the time, and be able to choose organic, clean, whole foods. Those are some great healthy lifestyles to choose from. I love what Jessica said. Death to diet culture. It's not sustainable. We got to think about how we eat all the time. So let's talk high vibrational food. Let's get a little woo-woo with it. So let's talk, y'all. My God, I got an alarm going off in another room. Give me 1 second. We'll just shut it out here. Amazing. Okay, so let's talk high vibe foods and get a little woo-woo with it. So foods that raise your vibration. Any foods that are 100% all organic whole foods. Any foods that are rooted directly in the ground because they have an energetic connection to nature. Any foods that include herbal teas, herbs, twig teas, nuts, seeds, legumes, beans, sprouts, fermented foods, olive oils, coconuts, avocado, all of these connect us to the earth. And when we think about the energy that we get from food and the fact that everything holds energy and the way that we are able to take on the energy of our food, some low vibe foods are going to be those highly processed foods, the foods with the chemicals, the foods in highly GMO. And you feel that, right? Like when you go to Burger King, you don't feel high vibes like you do when maybe you go to 100% organic, like Whole Foods place. Like I don't know if any of y'all have ever ate at Whole Foods, but it's pretty dang. I've had it like one time when I lived close to Indianapolis. And so Holly's out near in Indiana. She knows what I'm talking about. Maybe she's eaten at Whole Foods before off the buffet. And so it's when you feel good after eating, that's what it's all about. All of these high vibe foods are connected with the earth. And so just a little bit of woo-woo diet culture. Alkaline foods. So the scientists are still out on this, which is really interesting because medical experts say that the alkaline diet is a myth. They don't believe that that there is a pH balance in the blood. Some of them argue about that. So it's kind of interesting to really see in the research. But if you want to keep it in mind, especially if you're somebody that has a lot of heartburn issues, go ahead and do your thing. So I put this information in here so that people would know that when it comes to alkaline, our bodies want to have a pH level of 7.4. This level is perfect for maintaining the body's biological processes and is important to help us blood oxygenation. So getting oxygen in our blood is super duper importanto. Now, acidic would be 0 to 6.9. Neutral would be 7, and then alkaline would be anywhere from 7.1 to 14. So our bodies want to be 7.4. And so acidic foods would include meat, poultry, fish, dairy, eggs, grains, alcohol, tomatoes, citric fruits, all of those things. Neutral foods would include natural fats, starches, sugars. And then alkaline foods would include fruits, nuts, legumes, and vegetables. So fun facts with that. So that is the end of the webinar. I hope that we can we can work together in the future. I want to work with all of you. I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. Let me know what you think about the webinar. We're about to go over a couple last things. And so I don't know. Do you have any of these issues? Do you need to eat healthier? Do you need support in living a healthier life? Because the path to unleashing natural healing is by managing stress, holding a healing mindset, falling in love with your body, combating chronic illness, embracing spirit, and intentional spiritual practice. We do this by setting intention, identifying the causes, going for a holistic approach, and natural healing. Opportunities don't come knocking. We have to create them. So I'm wondering, would you improve your health naturally if you could? So you can work with me in 3 different ways. We can do my 90 one-on-one coaching program called It's called Unleash Natural Healing, and it helps you reduce the symptoms of chronic illness. Another way to work with me is Deliverance from Your Diagnosis, which is a 6-month program to help you reduce your chronic illness symptoms. And lastly, I also take one-time strategy calls to help people with a healing crisis. So if you want to get healthier, or maybe your chronic condition is ruling your life, you're struggling to feel better more consistently, you're struggling with your energy levels, maybe you're tired of taking a lot of medications, maybe you have joint problems or gut problems or fatigue, insomnia, and inflammation flare-ups got you saying like, F this. So if you're ready to heal deeply and become more restored, take your life back, then it's time to unleash natural healing and rise up in relief. Say hello to a lifestyle fit for a warrior mindset makeover, building a strong body and inner spirit love by building a healthy mental health mindset and doing with stress management, nutrition, non-toxic living, and natural remedies, and finding your existential purpose, your spiritual expression, and doing energy healing. Are you tired of being held back by your illness? Are you tired of being held back by your symptoms? Are you tired of being held back by your weight? Are you tired of being held back by your health? It's time to take your health back. So say, I'm ready to heal my body. So if you're ready to start healing naturally today, let me know. Go ahead. Let's work together. I want to help you heal back to wholeness. Book a free discovery call with me. It is absolutely free, 15 minutes. Make sure that you come on down, click the link in the comments. I want you all to get this opportunity to just sit down with me and talk to me about what's going on with you and see how I can help out. give you some solutions that can be very helpful to you. Thyroid issues, Kwan says, I completely understand. So make sure you go ahead and claim your free discovery call. Everyone should be booking right now. Book your call. Claim it. With the link in the chat, make sure that you claim your call now, because I want to make sure that I get a chance, since everybody got to be here tonight, I want to get a one-on-one chance to spend time with you and to talk about what you're dealing with and how I can help you, or even if it's just in that one-time call, like let's just let our souls connect and just be able to support each other. So 44, who was closest to 44? You win a ticket to the next webinar. I think it was Myra. Myra won a ticket to the webinar next month. Myra won a ticket to the webinar next month. Amazing. I'm so excited for you. So excited. Does anyone have any questions about anything we discussed tonight on nutrition? Yeah, Myra. Woo woo. Any questions? You are so welcome, darling. Does anyone have any questions? My alarm's going off in the background. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. So I'm so sorry if you hear my alarm going off in the background. It's a prayer alarm for one of my friends who's recovering from cancer. So super excited. Make sure that you book your free call, because I want to connect with you. I'm super duper excited. We'll build some strategy around your healing situation and we'll hook you up. I'm so excited to have you guys here. I'm so excited that skin that breaks out easily, carbohydrates, it's sugar. It's a sugar problem. It's a sugar problem. It's a sugar problem. It's a sugar problem. Holly's probably like, Kiana's crazy. Yes. So if you have skin that breaks out easily, it's a sugar problem. Or if you've noticed that you are having like a lot of, like if you're underweight or overweight, muscle weakness or muscle soreness, joint stiffness, fatigue, mood swings, it could be a hormonal issue and hormonal imbalance. Those are the things that you could be encountering. So if you have any of those things accompanying what I just mentioned, Holly, it may be more about the hormones than it is just the sugar. But whenever we have a hormone balance, that's when our bodies tend to crave more sugar and we kind of start leaning towards that insulin resistance place. So one of the things to think about. Holly said, eat too much sugar, damn. Damn it. Gotta cut back on that pasta, sweet friend. You could probably switch to the ones that are made out of lentils if you like a lot of pasta. I can't eat legumes, so those don't necessarily work for me because I've got some bowel issues. But if you like a lot of pasta and might want to be making a healthy switch, one of the things you can do is switch to the veggie pastas. Like I use the veggie ones, or you can switch to like the lentils or the ones that are made out of legumes. Does anyone have any more questions? Does anyone have any more questions? I'm so excited to work with Jess. Oh, yeah. I'm excited to work with you, Jess. I'm so excited that Jess is coming on to be one of my coaching clients. I'm excited for her, and we're about ready to manifest some healing. So just because I'm all hyped up just thinking about it, Jess. I'm all hyped up just thinking about it. So it's too exciting. Oh, Holly says, I think I just eat too many sweets and I just had pasta too. Dag nabbit. What kind of pasta, girl? Was it good? Let me live vicariously through you for a minute. Like, hold on. I gotta go full screen for this, Holly. Like, tell me what kind of pasta you had. Like, what did it taste like? Was it good? I haven't had pasta in so long. I'm upset about it. I haven't had pasta in so long, y'all. It is not okay. It is not okay. It's okay. It's okay because it, like, when I do have pasta, my entire life wishes it hadn't have had pasta as I pray from the toilet, like, Lord, deliver me. Don't let me die on the toilet like Elvis did. So it's like my number one prayer, like, Lord. So I just cut that stuff out for me. I had to cut it. And I've been like regular since, and that's so weird to say, but I'm having normal eliminations ever since I chose to go paleo. And so, it was Meyer spaghetti. That's so funny. I miss Meyer. That makes me miss the Midwest. Oh my gosh, there's no Meyers in Virginia. So I loved Meyer. I loved it. Well, if there's no more questions, I'm just making up words in Spanish. Thank y'all. Make sure that you book your 15 minutes of fame, your free 15-minute call. Book it, because why not? It's completely free. It's just a chance for you to follow up after this webinar and figure out how you can put it to use, or maybe ask me questions you were afraid to be able to ask here, and we can just kind of deep dive into your stuff and see what's the next steps for you. Really talk about what next steps are for you. I love y'all. You guys were amazing. Yes, there's no Meijer in Virginia, boo. We got Walmart, and I don't think there's anything that is opposing to Walmart. I think it's just Walmart. Myra says, thank you for this webinar. It was great, and have a great night. I hope that you ladies have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for coming out, and make sure that if you would like to book a 15-minute session with me, that you go ahead and book that free discovery call. I love you guys, and I hope that you have a great day.